Okay, I think I'm live. Type 1 if you can hear me. Can you see a picture? Well, we've got some people in. We've got William Johnson. Oh, I'm a video. Sorry about that. We have got Bitcoin the Wolf Cub. Type in 1, thank you. Can anybody guess where this picture was taken? The first quiz question. I can't remember when this was. It was a few years ago. Does anybody know where it is? Thanks, Jay. Hi to Jamie. Jessica Drury. Eugene McGeever. Cats Rule. Kerry. Lee. And Audrey. Spending more. Steve Nichols. I did take it from Birkenhead, Martin. Yep. Looking towards Liverpool, of course. Hi to Kevin Rudd. Akash Monsters here. M3D is in the house. So this is a partial lunar eclipse which I captured a few years ago. Did I do a video about that? I don't think I did. Anyway, hello. I'm here again on a Sunday. Now, what I should have had. Hi to Paul Howarth, Nightscape Journals. But what I wanted to ask was, did anybody actually see any of the eclipse from last weekend? We never saw any of it. I never saw any of it at all. It was too cloudy. The weather was just terrible. We didn't see the moon. Didn't see the moon at all on that evening. Didn't see it at all. Tried to see it. Hi to Stephanie. Hi to George. Jay's in the house. Dutch Miss is in the house. Well, things are actually working on this thing I've got now. We're actually seeing a bit more. I didn't used to see all this stuff on my screen before, but it seems to be a bit more integrated with YouTube now, this. Yeah, okay, we'll do that then. So, if anybody saw the... Man, it wasn't very well placed for Europe, or Western Europe anyway. Fly back to the eastern part of it. So a very partial eclipse later on. Not very interesting, Paul. Yeah, I think if you're on the east coast, you had a slightly better chance of seeing it. Because the problem is that the eclipse was happening during the moon rise where we are. So it would have been interesting to see it. We might not have even been able to see the moon when it was rising during the eclipse, because with it being low down, it might not have even been visible at all. So we never even got a chance to see that. So can anybody tell me how many we've got? Because that's one thing it doesn't tell me on here. It doesn't tell me how many people there are. I think we've got over 60. That's good, that. We've got over 60 people. Kevin says it was visible from the back garden in Chester. So some people were lucky. Hi to Mildred. And I can't believe how lucky I was a few years ago. Back to 2019. I've got some photographs. You've probably seen them already, but I'll show you again. I've got a few. I found a couple more that I'll show you, of a total lunar eclipse that we saw back here in 2019. Now, we did need to be up at stupid o'clock in the morning. I was out at about 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. So that was the only downside to that. I think we've gone up to 73. 72 watching. Hi to April Ortiz. Frank in Blackpool is in the house. So yeah, a lunar eclipse, or a total lunar eclipse, which happened last week. It was not visible in America at all. See, normally you get these things visible, because America is so big. North America, Canada, USA, even South America, they're such a big continent that they tend to get quite a lot. Well, obviously we had the total eclipse last year of the sun, but they didn't get to see any of the lunar eclipse, so it was mainly towards the east, places like Eastern Europe and India. Asia had a great view. Australia got to see the whole lot. So yeah, got to see the whole event. And when that it's very subtle, according, you know, in compared to a total solar eclipse, which normally only happens in a couple of minutes. A lunar eclipse lasts, well, actually no, saying that, a total solar eclipse, the total phase only lasts a few minutes, but the initial phases, you know, the partials and that can take, well, it can take a couple of hours. But a lunar eclipse takes a lot longer. A lot longer. Can take up to 5 hours. And the total phase of the lunar eclipse can last about an hour and a half. Yeah, so it's a long time. It is a long time. It's very, very different to watching the total solar eclipse. Not quite as spectacular, but still, if you saw the video I made last year where I was on the caravan site, remember when I was on the caravan site and I was filming the eclipse, and it wasn't even a total lunar eclipse, and yet I was blown away by it. It was amazing. And I had to get up at stupid o'clock to see it. But that's just what you've got to do when you're in this game. Sometimes you've just got to get up. But anyway, that picture there, just going back to Liverpool, was a partial lunar eclipse. Charlie Dolby Adventures. Cyril. Hi to Cyril. Callum. Just been watching the bus driver video. Dave Muirhead is here. Hi to Hazel. Frankie's multitasking. So, yeah, so what we're looking at here on this picture, the interesting thing is, a lot of people would look at that picture and think, oh, that's like a half moon, almost, or nearly a half moon. But in fact, it's not. It was being eclipsed at that time. A half moon wouldn't look quite the same as that. So, yeah, so there you go. Even the partial eclipses are quite... Moonage is here. Hi to Moonage. Chat with the drone got some cracking photos of our village in North Wales. So unfortunately I missed the total lunar eclipse this time, but I will have a look and see when we're going to get another one sometime. And you know what, I might even travel I've never travelled to see a total lunar eclipse, but I've travelled halfway around, well, not halfway around the world, but I've travelled about a quarter of the way around the world to see a total solar eclipse. So, you know, got 84 watching. Thanks, Stephanie. So, and the thing about the moon is, the moon, we get to see a full moonrise every month. And you know what? I've been doing astronomy seriously now for 15 years. It's 15 years since I joined the club. And I still never get bored of going out there to look for the moon rising. Never ever get bored of it. And you've got a chance of doing that every single month, a full moon. Now you get super moons where the moon's a bit closer, and you also get the not so super moons where it's a little bit further away. You know, the moon does kind of come a bit closer and further away because it's in an elliptical orbit. But it doesn't matter whether it's a super moon when it's closer or whether it's, you know, the one that's far away. A moonrise always looks amazing no matter what, you know, because in a way you can't really tell the difference between a moon that's far away and a moon that's closer. There's very, very little. If anyone could tell, I'd be amazed. You can tell in photographs, but it's very, very difficult to tell with your eye. I don't think anyone would be able to. Did you get to see the total eclipse in 1999? Asked Paul. Well, no, but I didn't see that. I actually saw the partial, and I was down the road in Preston. We saw the partial. I think it got to about 90%, which more than 90%, and it did go quite dark. It was quite exciting. But a lot of the members of my club did go down to Cornwall, but unfortunately the ones I've been speaking to didn't get to see it. The total solar eclipse of 1999. And Patrick Moore was down there as well. He was down there and I think he was clouded out. But some people in Cornwall were not clouded out and they did actually get to see it. But yeah, some of the members of my astronomical society did travel down to see it, but unfortunately it was cloudy. So what happened when it's cloudy is it just goes dark. You don't get to see that amazing, you know, the corona of the sun and everything, but everything goes dark, it goes colder, the birds stop singing. It's amazing. The wind drops, you know, if it's a bit breezy, it's unbelievable. You have to kind of experience it really to know it. But luckily enough, I've been to see 2 total solar eclipses, and you know, on both occasions, even the first one that I got to see in Wyoming, there was a little bit of cloud around. You know, it wasn't perfect conditions. There was a little bit of cloud. We were a little bit concerned, but we did get to see the total solar eclipse. And of course, last year in Dallas, it looked completely hopeless in the morning, and I thought I'd travelled all that way just to watch it go dark for a couple of minutes. But luckily enough, it just magically cleared up at the last minute. But it doesn't matter where you go. Some of these places you pick, you think, oh, it's always going to be sunny there. They've got so many sunny days. Nowhere is guaranteed to have perfect weather. Nowhere. And if you watched my live stream last night on the other channel, you'll know that you cannot predict the weather in Blackpool. we had a lightning storm last night, and oh, it's an amazing lightning storm. Oh, God, it was absolutely amazing. Martin said, I saw the 1999 one from Blackpool. Yeah, I was actually down in Preston when we saw it, yeah, by the docks in Preston. And yeah, it was, Dutch Miss saw it in Rotherham. So they always put it on the news if you're going to get a chance to see an eclipse of the sun or anything like that. I don't know whether they put on the news about the lunar eclipse. But they didn't make a big deal of it in the magazine because we didn't really have a very good view of it. So nobody really. I have dried out after last night, yeah. William Johnson said, I remember it going dark and birds stopped singing in Sedberg, 1999. Can't say I noticed the rain last night, Frank in Blackpool. That rain was, oh my God, it was horrendous. But anyway, what time is it now? Oh, we're getting on a bit. Oh, by the way, someone has very kindly sent me a book. Look at this. It's a 2025 Astronomy quiz book. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So I am going to be asking quiz questions out of this book. And I've not even opened it yet, so I've no idea what the questions are. I've not been looking at the answers. It looks like I'll be playing along with you because I've got a shiny. Well, actually, it's not shiny, it's matte. It's actually a matte. It's got a nice size, actually. And it's got a picture. Is that the moon on the back? I don't know. I don't recognise it. Is that? Could be Mercury. I don't know. But I've got a new book. A quiz question book. So there you go. Normally I have to write. I do like to do my own questions. But for today, for this one, we've got this. So I think what I'll probably do is every so often I'll do my own questions. Or I might throw some of my own questions in. But I think quite a lot of the questions I can be getting from this. And because I'm reading it from a book, I'll have to... I can't see the answers. I'm just checking now that I can't see the... I think the answers are probably at the back by the look of it. Does it say the answers are at the back? They should be at the back, shouldn't they? Yeah, they're at the back. The answers are at the back, so I can't really necessarily look at them. Got a photo of the partial eclipse from the 90s, looking at the projections of it through the trees on the ground. That's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, that's the solar eclipse. Thanks for the birthday wishes, Cat's Rule. Frank in Blackpool says, bring on the quiz. George says he was too young to have seen it in 1999. Well, I'm glad I saw that eclipse in 1999 because I wasn't really all that into astro. It was a long time before I got into astronomy. Derek Davison, you were amazing last night. The weather was horrendous. You might need to get a poncho to wear. They're 100% waterproof. Yeah, I think I needed a poncho from a camera as well. I also got another book as well. Look at this book here. Now, this is a shiny book. Can you see? It's shiny, this one. Look. Look at that. Stargazing 2026. A month-by-month guide to the night sky. If you want a stargazing book, these are actually really, really good. It's a Phillips. They come out every year. And if I show you the back, it kind of tells you what you get to see in it. It shows you a month-to-month guide to what you see in the sky. So it's a really, really good book. They've got pictures in there. They've got a map. Look, there's a map of the sky. That's for October. But, you know, it's got a map for every... It's got pictures. Tells you about the planets and all that sort of thing. What you can see at what time of year. So there you go. That's another nice book which was very kindly sent to me. So yeah, I'm doing quite well for books. That's kind of how I learn, by reading books and also watching videos and going to the club. Join an astronomy club. If you want to learn how to stargaze, join your local club. They need you. That's the most important thing. The picture behind me, ask Dave, that's a picture I took down in Cornwall, where we were just talking about Cornwall, where the total solar eclipse in 1999. That picture was taken down at Lizard Point, which is the furthest south on the mainland of Great Britain. So that was taken at Lizard Point. The lighthouse is in the middle. Can you see the lighthouse there? That's the lighthouse. And that's the Milky Way over the top, the Milky Way. And I took that at 4 o'clock in the morning in April, probably about 2018. So, oh, we got 90 people in. Can we get to 100? Come on. George has got to go. Bye, George. Hi to Street Life. Do I think 31 Atlas is heading towards Blackpool Tower? Lol. Yeah, there is a comet that they're keeping an eye on, but I don't think that it's going to be anything too spectacular, so I wouldn't get my hopes up about it. Next month I think it's going to make its closest approach, but I'm not too sure looking at it whether it's going to be anything too special, so we'll keep an eye on it. Comet 3, is it A3 Atlas? October the 29th is when it reaches perihelion, which is the closest to the sun. So it's going to go around the sun. Just checking on my thing there. So we'll keep an eye on it. And you know, since I joined the Astronomy Club, I've seen a lot of comets. And a lot of the comets I have seen, I wouldn't have seen if I didn't go out there and try to see them. Because sometimes these things are not so easy to see if you just go out your back door and just look up. Sometimes you have to go to a bit of an effort to see these things. And that's what I've done in the past to be able to see some of the stuff I've seen. Sometimes you do have to go a little bit, you have to travel a bit maybe. You have to get up at stupid times of the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I say, I took that photograph there at 4 o'clock in the morning in April. But I was up at about probably 2 o'clock to go down to the location to set up the photograph. It's a panorama photograph. It's about 200 degrees from one side to the other, a panorama. It's one of my favourite photographs. Is it not a comet? Interstellar visitor, they reckon. They reckon that it's interstellar. Wow. So we'll keep an eye on it, and if there is anything to look out for, You will definitely see it on this channel. Oh, we're getting towards 100. Come on, let's get to 100 people. Come on, hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button already. How many likes have we got? I'm just checking. Just checking. Hit the like button. We can get to 100 people, can't we? It's telling me down here that I've got 95 concurrent viewers. I'll have to get out and do some live streams outside. Whenever we get clear weather, I will be out there doing live streams. It's getting darker now. In fact, it's pretty much dark outside now as I film this live stream. But before too long, the clocks are going to go forward, aren't they? Is that right? Yeah, the clocks go forward. And then it really will be dark at this time. So if it's clear and there's anything going on, if we can see the night sky, I will do the live stream from outside. As long as I've got a good signal, because I don't want to be doing like I did in Centre. Remember when I did that video of the moonrise a few months ago and the signal was it was terrible. Thanks, Cyril. I did enjoy the Doom Bar. Thank you so much for that. Atlas will never return to our solar system because it's interstellar. Wow. Well, I didn't really know that, you know. Clocks go back. Is that right? I'm not saying the clocks go forward, the clocks go back. The clocks go back. Yeah, that's good. Don't want to be putting the clock forward, do I? Can you imagine putting the clock forward? 97 what? 99 now. 99 people putting the clocks back now. Oh, clocks forward. Come on, let's get to 100. We need one more person in to get to 100. And don't forget, we've got a quiz. I'm just going to show you some pictures. Some of these pictures you haven't seen before. I think you have seen that one. That's a partial lunar eclipse over Liverpool. Has anybody seen this picture? I like this one. This was taken in the middle of Blackpool. 102. Whee! Hit the like button if you've just joined us. We're live. We're just looking back on the lunar eclipse that we just had last week. I didn't see it, unfortunately. Yeah, we've now got over 100 watching. Hi to Helen. Did see the full moon, but missed the eclipse. Pucker Life alert in ISS says 10 minutes. Not even looking with that weather. No, it's too cloudy here as well, yeah. Glad the clocks are going back, because last time I put it forward, they fell off the mantelpiece. So, yeah, so this picture we're looking at here now, I don't think I've shown you this one. What you're looking at there is a piece of artwork in Blackpool Town Centre. It's in the main square, St John's Square. And what I did with the picture is quite clever. You see, whenever you have a moon or anything interesting, if you can link it up with the landscape, it's a good thing to do. So what I did was I kind of just placed the moon just by moving my camera. And I managed to place it in between the arms of this diver, like a diver or something. And you can see the moon is actually being eclipsed at that time. It's not fully red, but it's almost total solar eclipse. Hi to Sharon Morris. Hi to Beyond Every Valley. So yeah, whenever you're taking a picture of the moon, if you can include sort of a landscape, anything like you know, like what I've got here, it's just a case of moving your camera around. You can get something like this. Oh, 107 watching now. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to this stream, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Frank in Blackpool says, time for a JD and Coke. Pint of. Bye, Cyril. Cyril's up early tomorrow. Now then, if you miss the eclipse, you can always make one for yourself. This is just a little bit of fun. I was at the Blackpool Mirror Ball and I was taking a picture of the moon and I thought, you know what? Why don't I eclipse the moon with the mirror ball? So I kind of made my own little eclipse there. It's just another thing that you can do. Yes, there is a quiz Beyond Every Valley, yeah. I've got a new quiz book. 111 watching. If anyone's new, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel with all things astronomy this. Now, unfortunately, again, I didn't get round to doing a video yesterday. Struggling to do videos, one video a week. Oh, I have got something to show you in a minute. But anyway, I'll just show you some pictures. Now, we're talking about lunar eclipses. Now, that what you're looking at there is not a crescent moon as such. It's not like a typical crescent moon. That moon, as it was at that time, was being eclipsed by the Earth's shadow. So it's a bit different. It is a bit different. It just looks different. That's actually going back towards the start of the eclipse. Yeah, it's amazing when you see one. If you ever get a chance to see one, and like I say, even if it's just a partial, like we're looking at here, it's still worth looking at. Oh, there's another picture which I haven't shown of the total lunar eclipse of 2019 over the central pier in Blackpool. So look at that there. We've got the moon. Look at it. It's red. I know it's a bit small, but it's definitely being eclipsed. We've got 112 watching. If you've just joined us, hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you like astronomy videos, live streams. I've got a quiz coming up very soon. Yeah, I've no idea how hard these questions are. They're probably going to be quite tough. But yeah, that's another photograph of the 2019 eclipse. And there's another one. I haven't showed that one before either. At the top of Blackpool Tower, there's the moon. I had to go into some pretty awkward positions to get these pictures. Yeah, you can see the moon's all red there, but it does look like it's kind of bright towards the top right hand side. So it looks like it's just gone past. Thank you so much to Jason Hidley. That's amazing. Wow. Jason Hidley, that is absolutely awesome. Have a good evening from Oldham. Thanks so much. We now have... Oh, that was taken in winter beyond Derry Valley. So it was in the middle of winter, I think. So they took all the gondolas off. It is a bit scary on that big wheel, isn't it? But yeah, there's a picture of Blackpool Tower. And you can see the blood moon. But it looks as though it was just sort of... I'm not sure if it was just coming into full eclipse or going off, but you can see it kind of red and kind of bright as well. So remember the changes to the clocks. Army forward march. Dad taught me that in phrase and always remember it, never get it wrong. Forward. Some way to remember how the clocks go. Yeah, I should have known they were going back really, shouldn't I? So the clocks go back, not forward. And there's my close-up. That was my close-up of the eclipse. Of the moon. I think I could do a whole lot better if I had another chance, you know. I think I could get a clearer shot. The problem is when you're taking a picture of the moon and it's being eclipsed, you need a very long exposure. Well, I say very long, you need a few seconds. And it's because I took a few seconds, it probably doesn't look all that sharp. I should have used a tracker. You need to use a tracker or something like that. You need to use a longer exposure for the moon when it's being eclipsed. A few seconds. No, the lights will have been turned off after 12 o'clock. We took this picture at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's a picture of me with my camera outside the, I think it's the Adelaide House Hotel on Adelaide Street. So if anyone knows where the Winter Gardens is, it's just by where the Winter Gardens is. And that's where I took the picture of the moon over the tower. Well, my phone puts its clock forward and backward on its own, so you don't need to change it. I didn't have a very long lens either. I only had a 200mm lens. I have done Saturn. Saturn is coming back again now. I think it's making its way back into the sky. I don't think that comet A3 Atlas is going to light up the sky. I might be wrong, but I'm not too sure whether it is. Now, this picture here, I found it on my hard drive, and I thought, when did I take that picture of Jodrell Bank with the partial eclipse? And I was trying to think, and I thought, you know what, I cannot remember taking that picture. And then I checked on the photograph, I looked at the information, and I found out that it was my friend Mark that took this picture. So this is Mark's picture of Jodrell Bank, the radio telescope, the Lovell telescope, down there in Cheshire. And you can see the moon. I think he probably took that at the same time as I took the one in Liverpool. So he was at Jodrell Bank. Yeah, it does move out of frame pretty quick, street life. You know, when you're using a telescope, yeah, it does. Everything moves really fast. Yeah, it's amazing, Jodrell Bank. And it's got a great visitor centre as well, so if you ever get a chance to go, I'd go. Robot man on the side. Yeah, it looks a bit like a robot, doesn't it? It does. It looks like a robot, that, doesn't it? On the side there, can you see the side of the dish? It's amazing a bloke got named after the telescope. Yeah. And by the way, that telescope was made up of all kind of bits and bats from also tank engines to rotate it. So yeah, we used a lot of stuff, a lot of old railway lines and all that sort of stuff he cobbled together to build it, and it tracked Sputnik. It was the only dish that could track Sputnik. There you go, they were able to track it using that dish there. Famously tracked Sputnik. So yeah, Helen says, love the moon. So, Perseverance rover, hi. So, yeah, like I say, I've got a new quiz book. Somebody sent me a quiz book. Yeah. How amazing is that? So I don't need to write my own quiz questions. In the UK, we heard about the moon landing first of all the other countries. Wow, did they use that dish there to find out? Don't forget to hit the like button. Oops, I almost forgot to hit the like button. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah. I do, yeah. If you get a chance to go to Jodrell Bank, I highly recommend it because it is really, really good. It's the headquarters of the Square Kilometre Array. So Jodrell Bank is the headquarters of the Square Kilometre Array, which is like a world connected telescope. Australia, South Africa. Ali G is in the house. Just in time for the quiz. Hi to Richard. Richard's here. Yeah, and it's going to be an interesting one because it looks like I am going to be. It looks like I'm going to be taking part in the quiz because I've got this new quiz. Oh, I just want to show you something before I do any more. Look at this, what I've been sent. Now look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Although I haven't opened it yet. But this has been sent to me. And it is a fisheye, 11mm fisheye lens with an aperture of f2.8, as you can see there. You see that? TT Artisan. Has anyone heard of TT Artisan before? I think I'd heard of them, but I had to look them up. So this is a fisheye lens, and I'm going to be doing a video on this. I'm looking forward to using it because fisheyes are amazing. I could probably do something like that with a fisheye lens. I have had one in the past. I had a 10.5mm Nikon fisheye for my old camera going back quite a few years now, and it was brilliant. The only reason I sold it is because it didn't fit the later cameras I got, so I had to sell it. But it was an amazing lens for astronomy. You can fit so much in with a fisheye lens, so much. It's actually got, I believe it actually has a 180, I think it's 180, I might be wrong, 180 degrees from diagonal. You know, from the diagonals, so you let the diagonals are 180 degrees field of view. So you can fit a heck of a lot in with something like this. There you go. So that's going to be my new baby. It'll be manual focus, it won't be autofocus, manual. But with it being a fisheye, it doesn't matter about the focus, because for all intents and purposes, if you're using a super wide angle, a fisheye, anything from, say, just a couple of foot out to infinity will be in focus if you focus on infinity. So with it being manual focus, it's not really a massive deal. You just focus on infinity and everything is going to be in focus. Yes, it will be. Yes, it's going to be brilliant. I'm looking forward to using it. Yeah, I'd like to see the quality of it. I'm sure the quality is going to be really, really good. But look out for a video. Look out for a video of me using this lens very soon. In fact, we just need to wait for some decent weather, don't we? So hopefully we'll get some decent weather and some dark skies. Great for meteor spotting. Hi to Michael Robinson, Michael and Anna, hi. Darren Headley is here. Akash Monster has the sweeties at the ready. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to using that lens. I can't believe it. What an amazing lens that's going to be. I'm looking forward to it because, like I said, the last fisheye lens that I had was very, very similar to that one. Was amazing. And like I said, the only reason I sold it is because it was for the wrong type of lens mount. So I had to get. I ended up getting a very similar lens for my new camera, but it just wasn't as good, and I didn't last very long with that one either. So anyway, I go through a lot of lenses, mate. I buy stuff, I sell things, but there you go. Rectilinear lens. Does rectilinear mean straight? Well, actually, a fisheye lens tends to be like that. But what you can do is you can have in the processing is you can straighten up your the curved bits. You can straighten them up at the expense of losing some of your picture. So you can actually correct. You can correct those curves and make them straight, but you'll also lose a little bit of the picture at the same time. So you just need to. I'll probably have a go at that when I use that. Right, okay, so type 1 if you're ready for the quiz. Type 1 if you're ready for the quiz. Crystal Radio, hi. This is it. Ooh, how's it going to go? New quiz book. Yeah, I think I might have ruined my microphone last night. When I was out in that storm last night, I think my other microphone's ruined. So I need to buy a new microphone. It's costly doing these videos sometimes. Oh, we've got a lot of ones coming in. Right, okay, here we go. Right, let's get on with it. And the way I normally do it is the first person to get the answer coming up on my screen is the one who wins. Although people at home might not see the same name come at the same thing as me, but that's the way it works. That's the way I do it anyway. Right, so I'm going to ask the first question out of this book. And that is, who discovered the law of universal gravitation? Albert Einstein, Galileo Galilei, Isaac Newton, or Johannes Kepler? Who discovered the law of universal gravitation? I do know the answer to this one, but I won't take part. Pucker Life wants a 9-point handicap. NASA approved quiz book. Well, whoever wrote it has got a PhD. The one with the best broadband wins, says Frank in Blackpool. Well, you know, could be something in that, you know. We've got quite a few new answers, quite a few right answers coming in. And on my screen, it looks as though the winner of that question, the first person to get it right, is Bitcoin Wolf Cub. But pretty much everybody got the right answer, which is Isaac Newton. So if you said Isaac Newton, well done. Next question from the Astronomy Quiz Book 2025. What is the term for the point in an orbit farthest from the Earth? Apogee, perigee, apsis, or node? What's the term given to the farthest point in an orbit from the Earth? Apogee, perigee, apsis, or node? Again, I know the answer to this one. So everyone did really well with the first one. I don't think anyone got it wrong, you know. The furthest point that's farthest from the Earth. So we've got people coming in now, and people are saying perigee, 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 apogee, apogee. The moon was perigee last week. Newton apogee. Well, if you ask me, I would have said apogee, because when something's further away, when the moon is further away, it's at apogee. So that's the answer, apogee. Who was the first to say apogee? Let's have a look. Frank in Blackpool was the first to say apogee. Frank in Blackpool wins the... Just looking for the answers to quiz one. I can't find the answers. Where are the answers? Oh, hang on. I know where they are now. Mooney says node. It's the only one I can spell. Cat's Wheel. Did he get one right? I can't tell. I can't. There's so many answers on here. I can't look through them all. But there you go. Frank in Blackpool got that one. Question number 3. What is the name of the first woman to travel into space? Sally Ride, Valentina Tereshkova, Mae Jemison, or Judith Resnick? You know what? I don't know. What is the name of the first woman to travel into space? Sally Ride, Valentina Tereshkova, Mae Jemison, or Judith Resnick? And I'm stumped on this one, but I'll have a guess in my head. I'm going to have a guess in my head, but I'm going to have to check. But looking at the answers that are coming in are the same one that I was thinking of. So we'll check those. I believe that those were right. So just bear with me. So we've got a lot of answers coming in for the Russian sounding lady, and it looks like, yep, let's see who was first to say. Valentina Tereshkova, is it? I've never heard the name before. I probably should know that. It looks to me as though Cat's Rule was the first one to get that one right. So well done to Cat's Rule. Closely followed by Frank in Blackpool, and Jay, and Stephen, and Martin, and Puckalive. Valentina Tereshkova. So I only got that because it had a Russian name, and I thought it's got to be a Russian, hasn't it? That's the only reason why I know it. I didn't know it, but I sort of, it was like an educated guess. Question number 4. Which satellite was launched to search for exoplanets? So which of these satellites was launched to search for exoplanets? Voyager 2, Kepler, Galileo, or New Horizons? Voyager 2, Kepler, Galileo, or New Horizons? Which satellite was launched to look for exoplanets? I do know the answer to this one, so let's see how we go. I think that Frank in Blackpool's got very good internet, because Frank in Blackpool has got the answer right with Kepler. So it was the Kepler satellite which was the exoplanet hunter. I'm not sure if it's still working. It might be, or it could be retired, but I know it worked well beyond its sell-by date. Kepler, named after Johannes Kepler, of course, who, along with, he took on Isaac Newton's work. He took it on, and he was the one who, he did something about planets. It was, yeah, he did planet dynamics. He had the 3 laws, the Kepler's laws, and so he kind of followed on from what Newton did. Johannes Kepler. So yeah, it was named after Kepler, the Kepler satellite, the exoplanet hunter. I think it's only up to about 3,000 or something like that exoplanets. Okay, question number 5. Let's go on to question number 5. Let's just do a time check. We don't want to finish too late tonight, if I can help it. So yeah, Kepler was the answer. What is the third stage in a star's life cycle? A star's life cycle. This is a star in space, not some Hollywood star or anything. A red giant, a white dwarf, a supergiant, or protostar. So what is the first phase in a star's life cycle? Red giant, white dwarf, supergiant, or protostar? I can say it was not Frank in Blackpool who sent me the book, but the person who did send me the book is in the room. But I'm pretty sure they didn't read it. Well, the answers are coming in, and I have a new winner. And that winner is Beyond Every Valley with Protostar. Yep, Protostar. So a supergiant, that would be along the way. It would grow into a supergiant maybe. A white dwarf would probably end the life of a star. Would that be the end of a star? So yeah, the answer I was looking for was protostar. So quite a few people got it. Beyond Every Valley was the winner. Bitcoin Wolf Club wasn't too far behind, and Martin as well with Protostar. I don't think Frank in Blackpool got in with this one. Right, okay, so let's go on. We're not doing too bad actually. I don't think these questions are alright, aren't they? Question number 6. What is the name of the planet furthest from the Sun? Saturn, Uranus, Jupiter or Neptune? So what is the name of the planet furthest from the Sun? Saturn, Uranus, Jupiter or Neptune? Which is the furthest from the Sun? Still got some answers coming in from last time. Frank in Blackpool says Pluto. Frank in Blackpool must be a Pluto fan, because Pluto is not a star, a planet anymore. So the winner of this one is, on my screen, is Stephen Smith with Neptune. Neptune is the furthest planet from the Sun. It's Neptune. Moon is Daydream. Didn't get it right, but you were the next planet along. Next planet along. Neptune. Now Pluto was the furthest planet from the Sun that we know of before 2006, but after 2006 they declassified Pluto. Well, they downgraded it to a dwarf planet, so it doesn't count anymore. Okay. Question number 7. What is the estimated number of stars in the solar system? 100 million, 1 billion, 300 billion, or 1 trillion? The estimated number of stars in our galaxy. 100 million, 1 billion, 300 billion, or 1 trillion? You know, just thinking of that, I think I know what the answer is, or I think I know what the answer is, but to be honest, I'm going to have a look at this. In 2006, some smart ass reclassified Pluto, yeah. So we've got some answers coming in. The first person to answer is Stephen Smith with 1 trillion, but without checking, I don't even know if that's the right answer. I'm going to have to check. I don't even know myself. So that's question number 8. Is that question number 8? Have I missed one? I've actually missed a question. Yeah, I was actually right. With my answer, I went for 300 billion, and the answer is 300 billion. Now, Frank in Blackpool has put 300. I think he meant 300 billion. Martin says 300 billion. That is the right answer. So I'm sure Frank in Blackpool didn't mean 300. So I think Frank in Blackpool might have to take that again. By the look of it, look at it on my screen. Sue got it right as well. 300 billion. Lee Robert says between 100 and 400. So yeah, 300. So there you go. The right answer to that was, the correct answer is 300 billion. That actually skipped a question there. What is the term for the apparent shift in position of a nearby star against the background star or a distant object due to the Earth's orbit? So when the Earth goes around the Sun, we observe movement between a star and another star, say, that's a lot further away. What is the term for that movement? What is it? What exactly is that? So I did know the answer to this one as well. So the first person to get the answer, and the answer right, is Bitcoin again, closely followed by Martin. Parallax. Parallax. It's called parallax. Parallax, yeah? Parallax. When you get a little bit of movement between something forward. You know when you look out the window of a train and you see all the distance doesn't move very fast, does it? But all the trees in the foreground are going like that, aren't they? All the bushes, you know. But when you look in the distance, you see these things moving very slowly. The further away things are, the slower they move. But the things that are close to you are going like that, and yet the things that's parallax. That is what we call parallax movement. We get to see the closer things moving fast and the things that are further away moving very slowly. So that's what's known as parallax. If anyone's played video games, you'll remember some of the video games had parallax scrolling. It's where the background moves at a different speed to the foreground. It was quite a big thing in video games. Parallax scrolling, yeah. So if you've ever heard of parallax scrolling, that's the same sort of effect. Right, question number 9. I've got one more after this. Did I say who won that one? I think it was... oh yeah, it was Bitcoin, wasn't it? What was the name of the first successful manned mission to the moon? Apollo 8, 11, 13 or 15? The first successful manned mission to the moon. Was it 8, 11, 13 or 15? They went there. But they didn't go during an eclipse. I'd like to see them go to the moon during an eclipse. Can you imagine that? Being on the moon when it's being eclipsed? Hey, I tell you what, it would look good, wouldn't it? Looking back at the Earth. The answer is Apollo 11, of course. So I don't think too many people would have got that wrong. It's Bitcoin again. I think Bitcoin's got better internet than Franklin Blackpool. And we were thinking Franklin Blackpool had the best internet. I'm the guy with the chihuahua. Hope you're well. Hi to Blackpool Rock TV. I met him today. I met you today. Yeah. Okay, so we're now up to the last question. What type of this is my question, this one. What type of solar eclipse occurred on April the 8th, 2024? A partial solar eclipse, a hybrid solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse, or an annular solar eclipse? Now I should know this because I actually went to see it. Which type of eclipse was it? A partial, a hybrid, a total, or an annular? April the 8th, 2024. Frank says the JD is kicking in. I don't know about JD, but I had a glass of Jameson's a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, it was interesting. Not with anything else, just pure Jameson's malt. And yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me. Definitely not for me. So let's see the last question, and it's the one that I went to see. I think we have an answer, and I think the first person to get it right is Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith got it. Franklin Blackpool wasn't far behind. It was a total solar eclipse. It was the one I went to see in Dallas in Texas, of course. That was the one I went to see. And I did a video about that, didn't I? So there you go. That was the answer, and that's it. Those were the questions from this book. And I think that those questions were pretty good. I think they were pretty good. So I'll still do my own questions at times, but if I ever get stuck and I ever get stuck for time during the quiz, I will read them from this book, which was very kindly sent in to me by someone who is watching this right now. So thanks very much for that. It was a total solar eclipse. So yeah, that's it for another live stream. Thanks everyone for joining. We didn't do too bad. We got over 100 people watching. Now, like I said at the start, I'm going to try and get out there if I can. I'm going to do my best to go out and do, because I like to do the live streams outside whenever I get a chance. Up until lately, it's just been a little, well, the weather's not been very good anyway, but if it means changing the day as well, so if I say, if it's not very good on the Sunday and it might be nice on the Monday, then I'll move the live stream to the Monday. I might do something like that because I'd like to go out and film stuff, film the moon or film the planets or stuff. Thanks so much to Cat's Rule. That's absolutely amazing. $10. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Thanks, Cat's Rule. So yeah, look out for the live streams. Obviously every couple of weeks, but you never know, I might just do a pop-up one every so often, you know, or if there's something going on I might, but usually every couple of weeks on a Sunday is when I do the live streams. So if you're new to the channel, that's normally what I do, and I try to do a video every week if I can. Couldn't quite do a video this week, but I'll certainly try and do one next week. And now that I'm over 10,000 subscribers is really good. That's given me a little bit more impetus to carry on. And as we're going to winter, I'm hopefully going to do more videos than I did last time. So I've had a much better year this year than I did last year. So I put a little bit more effort. Yeah, so there you go. There's a lot to look forward to. And don't forget, I've got a video. I've got this. Ooh, a new lens. Look at that. A shiny new lens. So I'll be using that. A fisheye lens. So look out for that video. Thanks very much for everyone for joining in. Thanks to the mods as well. You know who you are. I'll be back in 2 weeks. And I'll really try to see if I can get you out a video next week as well on Saturday. We are going into the darkness. We're going into the darkness now. So there's more chance to do. Yeah, Frankie Black last winter was awful. Yeah. It does seem to be very cloudy this year. I know we've had some good weather, but there does seem to be a lot more cloud around. And getting those clear nights is not quite as, doesn't seem to be very easy, but we'll keep trying. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go now. Thanks everyone again for joining. I think it's gone pretty well. And I will see you in another couple of weeks live. And hopefully if I can get a video ready for next Saturday, I will do. And also I've got that lens as well, which I don't know when I'll get around to doing that, but I certainly will be doing a video on that very soon because it looks really, really good. So that's it. Bye everyone. I'm going now and I will see you on the next one.